I'm Dr. Stephen Davidson, and today I want to talk to you about how to make lasting changes in your life and keep the resolutions that you're making for the new year. Whether you're making a resolution for the new year or it's the middle of July and you've decided to make a big change in your life, I'm about to share with you the most common reasons people fail and the best approach to ensure that you will succeed. Did you know that on average, New Year's resolutions usually last only about 3 months before people give up and return to the old habits they were trying to change? Only about 1% of those who make New Year's resolutions will be able to carry them out for the entire year. If you make it a year, you will likely make it for life. Change is difficult and it comes slowly. Most people become impatient because they're only in it for the short term. Long-term change requires more effort, more time, and lifestyle changes most people are simply not willing to make. Weight loss is the classic example. Losing weight and staying healthy requires long-term lifestyle changes. Diets are short-term interventions that also give you short-term results. You have to incorporate exercise and eating healthy foods in reasonable portions into your life for the rest of your life. Change facilitators often talk about the 6 phases of change. 5 of them include pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Number 6 is most commonly known as termination. In addiction recovery models, phase 6 has also been described as a phase where relapse is possible. These phases are fluid and one can move in and out of them, especially when we're talking about changes that are the most difficult to maintain long term. In the pre-contemplation phase, change isn't even being considered. You might be in denial about the potential consequences of the behavior, or you haven't suffered any dire consequences thus far. Here, ignorance is bliss, and you haven't fully understood the value of making a change. However, we begin to contemplate change when we experience discomfort, physically, emotionally, socially, or financially. When our behavior becomes consequential, we start to see evidence that change might be necessary. We prepare for the change by doing research. Maybe you read a book, watch a YouTube video, go down the Google rabbit hole seeking more information to help you determine what you should do next. You might also consult a specialist to get their input on what you should do to bring this change about. Nutritionists, financial planners, therapists, and coaches are all examples of individuals you might consult depending on the change you are preparing to make. The preparation is about creating the plan you need to guarantee your success. Many people will stop right here. They will do the research to determine what they should do, but they will never step into the next phase of action to make it happen. In the action phase, you are actively doing the work. Change is underway. You have stopped the problematic behavior, and you are replacing it with new behaviors that are more functional and can produce the outcome you are seeking. Your behavior will clearly demonstrate that you are actively engaged in change. Remember that I said most people cannot maintain their plan beyond 3 months until they relapse back into the problematic behavior. The maintenance phase is crucial to sustaining the change so that the new behavior is truly integrated and has now become your way of life. While relapse can happen at any time, it's important to reinstate the change plan as soon as possible so you can get back on track. You are aiming for steady progress toward the goal and not immediate perfection. Again, only about 1% of people will be successful at committing to the change 1 year into their plan. If you can be part of that 1%, you have likely changed for good. Change is hard because humans are creatures of habit. We want immediate gratification, and sticking to something long-term is hard if we can't easily visualize the benefits of the process. In some cases, the dysfunctional behavior might have once been an adaptive means of coping with stress. Humans often make decisions based on emotion and not logic. You see evidence of this everywhere around you. It's easy to look at others and wonder, what were they thinking? Well, they weren't thinking, they were feeling. And sometimes the things we feel motivate us to behave in ways that are not in our best interest long term. Following is the list of reasons most people will fail at keeping their New Year's resolutions and making the change they so desire. Number 1, they never move out of contemplative phase. They keep thinking about the change, but never prepare or take the action needed. Number 2, if they had a plan, it was poorly executed. They made a weak attempt so they could check a box and say they did something. This is often the case when they are mostly making the change for someone else and not themselves. They are trying to appease someone by claiming to do something they are not really invested in doing. So the plan fails, or they never attempted a plan at all. Number 3, self-defeating thoughts. Their inner critic will not allow them to succeed. They will not commit to change because they don't have the self-confidence that they really can change. They make self-defeating statements like, "I'm going to try," or "I will do my best." These statements are indications that you're leaving the door open for failure. Instead of saying, "I will try to do something," say, "I will do it," or even better, say, "I am actively doing it right now." If you're not actively changing, then you are not doing your best. Your mind is listening to your thoughts, and you are unconsciously reinforcing the belief that you really can't change anything. Number 4, excuses. The list of excuses we make to stay stuck in the problem are endless. It costs too much money. It takes too much time. It's too inconvenient. We even use others as our excuse for not succeeding. Our spouses, parents, bosses, neighbors, even our pets are the reason we can't succeed. Change isn't convenient. Sometimes we have to spend some extra money. It does take time. And yes, you have obligations to other people, places, and things. But the 1% who succeed find a way to make it all work, and you will have to find a way as well. If you're serious about keeping your New Year's resolutions and making real, long-term change in your life, then grab a pencil and paper because I'm about to tell you how to do it. Number 1, you need a viable plan. You can't simply think about changing. You have to prepare for it. Do the research to learn how others have succeeded before you. Identify people who have already achieved what you're seeking and ask them how they did it. Read books, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, consult a specialist in the area you're trying to master. A viable plan of action will be necessary to keep you focused and on track. Number 2, pay attention to your negative thoughts. It is always your own opinion of yourself that most influences your potential for success. When you replay negative thoughts over and over in your head, you are reinforcing your belief that they are true. Listen to the things you say out loud about yourself. Your brain also hears the words you speak to others, and sometimes those words are your pathway to failure. Don't say things like, "Next year, I'm going to try to exercise more." Instead, say, "I'm going to the gym on my way home from work." Anytime you say you will try to do anything, you have left the door open for failure. When you say you are actively doing it, you have verbally committed to success. You have proactively put the change in motion. Don't say things like, "I will do my best." Instead, say, "I am succeeding." When you say you will do your best, you're basically saying that your best is inadequate. Statements like "I am" imply that you have identified with the thing you are seeking and you are owning your power to achieve it. This kind of affirmative language is the basis for such effective coaching and psychotherapy interventions as neurolinguistic programming and hypnosis. Say yes to change. The word yes implies a commitment to engage in forward motion. Number 3, be clear about your goals. They need to be realistic and objectively measurable. Instead of saying "I'm losing weight next year," say "I am losing 30 pounds by December 31st. That is measurable both by pounds and date. You can also say "I'm losing 3 pounds a month over the next 12 months. You need realistic goals that are easy to understand and where you can measure your progress along the journey. Number 4, surround yourself with supportive people who share your desire for change and who will cheer for you while you are succeeding. This is part of the success behind 12-step groups and meetings like Weight Watchers. When we are part of a team of people who can relate to our challenges, we can collectively encourage and inspire each other through the change. You will likely have to change some of the people you hang out with, the places where you hang, and the things that you used to do that contributed to your demise. Sadly, not everyone in your life wants you to succeed. When we change, even in ways that are positive, those closest to us have to reevaluate their own behaviors, and our progress might make them really uncomfortable. Number 5, tackle every excuse. Every excuse you're making about why you can't do what you know you need and want to do is a hurdle that you have to jump. You've blamed everyone else enough. Stop being a victim and decide to be your own hero. Change isn't easy. If it was easy, you wouldn't be where you are. Number 6, visualize the end result. Imagine how much better you will feel, how much less stress you will be under, how happy you will be when you get out of debt, lose weight, get the degree. Whatever it is you're trying to change, imagine your life as if that change has already happened. Embody the new you while you are in the active phase of change. Number 7, change your behavior to match that of the person you want to be. Eat the foods healthy people eat in the portions that are healthy. Shop like the person who never accrues debt. Save money like the guy who is a self-made millionaire. Begin integrating the behaviors, thoughts, and attitudes that are consistent with the changes you are making. Number 8, watch your impulses. Your problematic behaviors have likely been running on autopilot for a long time. You are retraining your brain to deny yourself the very thing you once gave yourself freely, and perhaps even relied on to help you soothe unmet emotional needs. Some people experience a flood of uncomfortable emotions when they give up the thing that had helped them repress uncomfortable feelings. Journaling, finding a support group, or even working with a therapist or coach can help you navigate the rough parts of your change journey. Number 9, get comfortable with delayed gratification. Keep your eye on the goal and use a reasonable metric to confirm that you are getting closer. Remember that what you ultimately want will come in time. Along the way, there will be disruptions. Expect them and return to the plan and keep going. There may be brief relapses back to old behaviors. This is a natural part of change. Get back on track and return to your plan. It's about making progress and not obtaining perfection. Remember that only about 1% will last a year at making the positive changes you desire in your life. If you do everything I recommend, you have raised your chances of success. I'm Dr. Stephen Davidson, and I really want to see you succeed at making the changes you're planning for the coming year. I hope you will check out my website at sexualintegritycoach.com. There you'll find information about the services I provide, as well as links to both of my books, Sexual Integrity, Finding the Courage to Be Yourself, as well as Peaceful Mind, Peaceful Life, the guidebook to happiness.